for a long time. Everybody's playing around their big ults, so they banned the bounty again.
Banned the bounty again.
Again.
They still have the memories of that earlier series. And there's a ban the Edge,
and
okay.
Enchantress.
Okay.
They've obviously got a plan.
They hate those heroes.
First pick does go to Newbee this game.
All right. Okay, so they may just
and they are
grab
underrated.
the Naga Siren.
I think you ban it. If you're Mineski, you've got to ban the Naga Siren.
I think so too, yeah. If I were Mineski, I would be very worried about that getting through. I mean, they are a game up in the series. Maybe they want to try and prove something.
No.
You know, we've seen teams try and
It's
just
not the time.
let the Naga through and prove that they can take it down. But
Third
they've
ban
struggled.
previously by Newbee was the Tiny, and now Mineski already banned it out. So they do have a free ban, basically. And it could be, well, if they don't want to pick up the Naga Siren, it could be the Naga Siren for themselves.
I mean, at the same time, yeah, if they think that Mineski are worried about the Naga, they don't want to ban it themselves. Yeah, they'd rather Mineski use up a ban on the Naga because, as you say, Newbee do have the first pick. Let's see, or is it going to be one of the other sort of supports that Mineski is strong with? It is, it's just the Bane. We know that Mineski have opened previously with sort of these Bane Night Stalker combos, and they do have obviously the double pick after Newbee's first pick. So Night Stalker Bane is a combo that they do like to start with Mineski. So that's going to be broken up by that ban. Now back to Mineski, and as we say, are they worried about Newbee just first picking the Naga Siren, or do they feel that
Everybody's been picking.
Sure.
Naga
I mean,
Siren
I
first.
feel like more often than not, it's normally picked up when you have the 2 picks rather than just the first pick. So maybe Mineski aren't worried in that sense, but yeah, they did take
Just
it.
ban it, for Christ's sake.
I mean, I think we're all happy about that.
Now, what's your go-to first pick here if you're Newbee? Something like Elder Titan or something like that, maybe?
If you necessarily pick up Elder Titan as your first here, I think the Sand King and the Disruptor, these are 2 supports that were taken away by Mineski, I believe, in the first game.
And Sand King was picked up for them every single game against the Empire.
Yeah,
team.
the obvious ones to me are Sand King, Disruptor.
Sand King. What do they come back
No
with?
surprises there. Mineski now. Their sort of supports left in the pool. We've seen obviously the Night Stalker Rubik are sort of 2
Yeah, we've
that ring
seen
out.
that. Yeah, we've definitely seen
Like that's a very safe way to open up the draft. I think the Night Stalker is. I think you just take that if Mineski is one of these 2.
I was trying to figure out why it is that out of all the supports that there are out there, Rubik is like the go-to guy. Like, there's Earth Spirit. Okay. And it's a lot of people say it's just because of the wave clear. Like he clears waves well. That's it. Like it's a useful thing for a support to be able to do.
Oh, interesting, bro. So they go with the other 2 that they've been playing. I mean, we saw last game. Pretty good Witch Doctor game. You know, not really the flashiest of heroes, but they're getting some good Death Force down and such.
There
But this is the problem. You're letting Newbee getting this SK Disruptor. Like this to me is going to be the real test. If Mineski can beat Newbee's SK Disruptor opening in a game, that's when I think you've got to really be like
a
this
marker
team
has been set.
very good.
Yeah.
This is the challenge. You've let them get Sand King Disruptors, their first 2. Understandably so, because I do agree with the majority of the bans. Maybe less so the Tiny is one of the first 3 from Mineski. I feel like you would probably prefer to take away the SK or the Disruptor. But yeah, they let Newbee have that opening that they've been doing time and time again recently. Faith Disruptor,
But here's the thing,
one of the best in the
Spirit
game.
Witch Doctor, that's a pretty good combo in itself.
It is, yeah.
Both drafts are good at the moment.
I think Newbee's is just a little bit scarier
Yeah?
because of the results that they've had with these
If
heroes.
they're ahead, I agree. I think Disruptor from behind is a bad hero, so I think it depends on what kind of lineup they're going to go for, but let's find out.
KP Tide taken
There's
out.
the Tide ban. I think that's a good ban.
Yeah,
Such
definitely.
a free off-lane, just a great hero, and we've seen how scared teams are to play around
Yeah.
the enemy's Tide Hunter. It does give you a cooldown to worry about. You've got to kind of fight around Ravage, but I think you don't want to have Sand King, Disruptor, and Tide. That is such a strong team fight right there.
Newbee. Gonna wear that Lycan.
Lycan ban. Yeah.
But, yeah, teams do like to go for if they want a bit of a cheap win. Grab the Lycan,
I'm
push
happy
the
to
lanes
see
and
these
towers.
bans so far.
I mean,
I'm
yeah,
sick of Bane,
Lycan's
I'm sick of Lycan,
not
I'm sick
the most
of Naga
exciting
Siren, I'm
hero.
sick of Tide. No offense, I know there's a tournament to be won, and I respect that. But as a neutral spectator, I want to see. I like the fact that we saw stuff like Mirana and Troll and stuff. It's just to break up the fairly rigid meta that always develops in these
Well,
things.
normally people like to see big old team fights.
That's true, but
Tide's
not the
very good
same
for
big
that.
old team fights.
Sure. They want epic, new, refreshing
Yeah.
team fights. Sure.
But yeah, you're right, Sheebs. Better than just, I mean, I'm really glad to see Lycan ban, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
Well, Mineski are worried
There
about.
must be people out there watching this who are like, oh,
Oh,
I
for
love
sure.
watching Lycan.
Oh, for sure. Everybody
Oh.
has a favorite hero, and there's a
It
lot of
cannot
people
be
that
Lycan.
probably
Yeah,
have
I mean,
Lycan as it.
Matumba Man, Fear, a
Yeah,
couple of the
obviously, if you
viewers
just
out
want to
there
play
wa-
to win, I'm
wanna-
talking about to
who like the
watch.
Lycan.
No one thinks
I'm
it's-
sure Matumba Man and Fear like watching the Lycan.
No, they've got to play it. OD banned.
I don't blame them. Even though it didn't pop off that much in the previous game, we know what he can do with a lot of fun.
I was going to say actually, I would have said that CCC still was for me one of the better, had the better performances.
Yeah.
Because I think his OD was still very strong on the OD last game. And okay, they do take the Magnus away. I mean that totally breaks up the reason why Mineski were that far ahead in terms of farm at least. They aren't going to have that empower and that team fight from the RP. So a nice little bit of respect with that ban. And definitely the sensible way for Newbee to go, because now they've broken apart the other reason why they have lost a game today here on LAN.
It's also like the last hero really left in the pool that could empower a hero in that way. Like Magnus can empower a melee core, you know, like Ogre could, but there's no room for an Ogre in the lineup and stuff like that. So I think that's nice. Yeah.
A hotly contested hero between these two
Yeah.
teams was
Yeah.
banned out
Gets
last
banned
time.
a lot.
So what is the best way to deal with the PL?
AoE damage.
Or Battle Fury, anything?
Earthshaker's in the pool.
We don't see much Shaker. I mean, I'm down for a KP Shaker, but again, one of those picks that's just not quite.
I mean,
in
that
an
does
amazing
mean that you're
place now.
pushing the Sand King. I guess, do they run him as an offlaner, or
They
do they
do,
run him
They
as
run
a
it. They run it as both. That's why they like
Yeah.
opening it with
They
the
could
first
run
pick.
him as a.
It could be Kaka. It could be
as
KP.
as a
I
four.
think it's more likely to be Kaka. Yeah.
Just take Earthshaker.
Whether the player.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
it's going to be
Underlord.
Kaka Sand King.
Okay.
KP Underlord.
Good wave clear. Hard to kill. A solid hero. Also, it does steal the damage a lot from a right clicker,
It's-
so I think that's decent.
And it's got that root, which is very good against already, two heroes that rely on the mobility. You've got Spirit looking to roll around, PL trying to doppelganger about, so having the Pit of Malice with the root is very nice. And already the team fight's fantastic. The Pit of Malice, Disruptors combo, SK with the Epicenter. If any of these heroes get any sort of catch onto, well, the core, we've only seen one so far across Mineski, but any of them, before they have sort of BKB and such, obviously PL doesn't want to build a BKB early just to Manta.
Timber.
It's going to be pretty devastating. Okay, so we've got a couple of strength heroes already out from Newbee. And in terms of magical, I mean, it is magical. There's not really a heavy burst of magical, but they have got magical over time. I wouldn't necessarily
I think it kind of forces Newbee to pick something that's
it's
going to build a Silver Edge, maybe. It's
It's
something
not-
you've got to think about.
it's definitely not sort of like a Timber to the same sense where we saw Timber earlier. Where
Yeah,
we're like,
it
this,
ain't
is,
your
this
last
is a
pick.
free Timber game.
Free game Timber.
Ooh,
Wow.
what's that?
All right,
Alright.
now let's just clarify something here,
Yeah.
okay? We
Lightning
were talking
pony.
about vampire heroes. Now, Lacoste said to us on Twitter that he said Leshrac
What?
is a vampire.
What?
I don't believe that to be the case.
No,
I don't
that's
know what
not the
kind
case.
of vampires they have in Croatia.
Yeah,
but
I'm like,
that's
well,
not.
how is he a vampire? I don't know. Like,
Lacoste is
I think
crazy.
Fog said it might be a meme or something like that that we're not clued into. But he was like, "What are you talking about, you idiots? Leshrac."
He used to be
really?
like the guy that cursed the land, you know?
Right, that ain't a vampire.
No.
That's a horse.
Well,
That
I
is a
wouldn't
horse,
go as
man.
far as say it was a horse because definitely doesn't have
It's a lightning pony.
It's a
He's
lightning
horse.
pony.
Yeah, a pony is like
A
a horse.
pony's a horse.
somewhat. But this guy
Somewhat.
has
Somewhat.
he has arms.
Alright.
He does have arms. So does Underlord.
So do ponies.
I'm Underlord's also not a horse.
So do ponies.
yeah, after
Classic
I've
pony.
done with my experimentation on them.
Yeah. But he
Right.
ain't a vampire.
Why
what
the
hell?
Leshrac though? I
Have
know
an
it
army
has
of
some
pony
nice.
men.
Lesh has some nice
Magical
follow up
damage.
on
Oh, yeah.
Underlord.
Yeah, you got the magical damage for the Timber Saw, you got ways to clear for the illusions of PL, and again, you've got something to already follow up with this team fight. And
And
Newbee
gives
very
him some
heavy on
push
this.
as well, some good tower push, so I think it makes sense.
Yeah, Bloodseeker ban, bit of an interesting one there from Mineski.
Yeah.
Logged very happy with that one. Oh, they're happy with my analysis there. Thanks, lads. I'm glad someone is.
Oh, it's a good job. I mean, the Reddit thread will speak otherwise, Ted.
Ah, fuck them.
All right, so
That'll be two
last
threads
ban
now,
for
Ted.
Newbee.
Oh, fuck them.
Oh, three.
Make it three.
Yeah,
keep
we'll
it
keep
covered,
counting.
baby. Keep it covered.
And Nyx
Nyx
Assassin.
Assassin.
All right. I mean, they've got these, obviously the Lesh core that's going to high int. A little bit of a worry getting blown up by Nyx Assassin with the mana burn. How's that final pick for Newbee? We've got with this sort of playmaking hero. I imagine that SCCC will truly be playing the Leshrac. They still need Mugi's hero. I wouldn't mind if we just see something like the Mugi Gyro come through.
I don't know, man. I don't know about Gyro.
No.
He's all right. I feel like we've seen him a lot, and he's been pretty underwhelming.
Gyro,
I mean, all right.
If Gyro gets a BKB this game, it's
You know
pretty
what
nice.
Gyro is
They've got loads
great
of
at
setup.
against defending against mega creeps. We've seen that already, right? You get your Gyro, you can defend against mega creeps.
Yeah.
That's a win condition.
I mean, if they want to be boring, they could just pick Medusa. Well, actually, no, I guess there's a PL that's going to get diffused. You don't really want to play Medusa.
Is this
could.
Timbersaw for Nana or for Ice Ice Ice?
I would think it would be Ice.
Yeah, I reckon it'll be.
Earlier
You're
today,
right,
earlier today it was
I
Nana,
know.
so I'm a
did-
bit confused as well.
I think if you're picking it, I think that was more of a fact that it was just the 5th pick. They felt it was a perfect game. They wanted to fit it in. They already had Ice Ice's hero because they already had the Omni Knight. This time round,
the time
they don't
round,
already
yeah.
have a hero that's guaranteed Ice Ice Ice. So I think the Timbersaw. I think it will be Ice Ice Ice.
Yeah.
But you're right. They could swap it around. We know that Moon can play it as well.
What can you round out your draft with? You're looking at your team, you're Newbee, you're thinking, I've got to deal with a Timbersaw and a PL. Leshrac kind of deals with PL, but
I mean,
does magic damage for the Timbersaw.
Or maybe, I wonder if you could play the Weaver.
Harry Shaker.
The catch isn't that amazing. Sure, the Earth Spirit's a little annoying. They could play like the Mugi Weaver, someone that's pretty
You know
elusive.
what? Silencer wouldn't be too bad. You could run a
Harry,
Silencer.
wow, that's a bit ballsy, Ted.
I
mean,
like it.
all the hats
Steal
off
his
in the world
brain.
to you if they pick Silencer.
What's
but-
Timber going to do if you steal his brain, Owen?
Sure.
Take his mind.
I'd like to see the Mugi Weaver.
What if Mugi is playing the Leshrac and we're looking for
I mean,
an
maybe that
SCC
is true.
hero?
That is true. I'm assuming SCC is going to play the Leshrac because I think it fits more his playstyle. But
The OD ban kind of set up the Timber pick. It was a nice move from them. And the Bloodseeker ban as well makes sense. Here it comes.
Oh, we don't
so
have
it is.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
You're right then.
Of course. We forgot about SF. How does he make it to the 5th phase? You know what? He's been banned so much that people done forgot about SF. Well, he's
mean,
back.
Again, I guess they have a lot of setup for the raises. You know, they have a lot of heroes that sort of can make that rotation towards mid once the SF hits to level 3. Gets the setup for the triple raise, easy kills. A little interesting because I think Mineski, they do have this final pick to react to that.
Something that's going to crush him mid. It's a tricky one.
I mean, the classic is Viper. You know, if people want an easy lane against the SF, they just pick Viper.
Yeah.
Mineski, they're good with Viper. They're jolly Viper
It's
pickers.
a decent Viper game, actually.
Well, they go for the puck instead.
Okie dokie.
All right, Owen.
This is going to be an interesting one.
What is, do you think, the most important thing for Mineski to do well this game to make it into a 2-0?
I think they really need to make sure that they shut down SCCC at the start. They can't afford to feed kills to him in that mid lane. I think this is another game, though, where if Mushi is able to free farm, of course, he's not going to free farm at the same rate he did last game because he had the Empower. But if they can sort of draw it out, stall the game, this Mushi PL could definitely carry them through this one.
All right.
Because they're always going to have the Timbersaw to cut down the Unlord late game. Yeah, I think you're looking at Mushi PL. If he has a great game, he can absolutely carry this one.
All right, Ted?
I mean,
For
PL
Newbee?
and Timber, those guys are hard to kill. Like,
What's Newbee going to do to make sure that they can be killed? That's the question.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I honestly don't know. I look at both lineups and I couldn't call it either way.
Okay.
I think the Leshrac and the SF gives you an insane amount of damage.
Yeah.
But I think they are still... Mineski still does have heroes that are hard to kill, so I think it's going to be a very close one. I honestly think it's going to come down to who plays better. I wouldn't say, I personally, neither draft says to me, oh, they've been completely outdrafted.
That's the best type of games we want, though.
And Newbee needs to be winning like in 30 minutes. They want this Lesh to come online super quickly. You're picking a core Lesh, you want it to start running over lanes and be winning the game in under 30 minutes. If it goes past the 40-minute mark, I think it's going to be very hard for
They need
Newbee
a good lane for SF.
And a quick
and they
lane.
need a good fast farm for PL.
Okay.
If they go for Battle Fury, I wonder, is that going to slow things down a little bit? Is that going to slow things down a little bit? And remember, Illusions, according to the patch, no longer Battle Fury doesn't work from...
It got no... Oh, no, sorry, you're right, the bonus damage, yeah. It's right, it's not as good.
Just think about
what it wants.
We are going to find out if we are going to have a third game to this series or not. It is over to our commentary team of Lyrical and Fogged.
Thank you, Sheever and panel. Wonderful panel. My man, Fogged, how you doing?
I'm good. Just love listening to Ted, honestly. He's just like, I have no idea. But
know,
they
that's
actually
what I
they
do.
had some great analysis in there. I was loving listening to Owen and Ted. They actually did break down a couple of those things pretty well. Leshrac, is very good versus PL and versus Timbersaw with that magic damage, and it does give him that push back up. So the only change that has happened to Lesh in the patch was mana reduction on Split Earth. There wasn't anything else. Now, that is the one thing that I did really like that they talked about was Lesh is actually very, very strong versus Timber and PL throughout majority of the stages of the game. If he can actually get very farmed on this Lesh rack, I think Mineski could have a lot of trouble here because they're relying on this PL to be absolutely enormous. He is a single core PL, which can be really, really tough.
Yeah, particularly when, we got to hold on to that thought. SCCC runs into Mineski.
The first bloods.
This keeps on happening.
Yeah, the 4-man, 5-man smokes.
Well, scary stuff indeed already at the start as the game is going to begin in much a similar way. There was a change to Shadow Fiend in the last one.
He does not get as many souls, yeah.
Not really that impactful, I guess, unless you're talking about Clockwork SF, or is it impactful through the first couple waves as well?
It'll still hurt because, as you can see, it's reduced at the first 2 levels, but then it starts kind of becoming more even at the later 2. So his laning phase was hit a little bit, but his power is still in the raises. We were talking about with Will, we were in the room earlier, and we were saying, like, it's those odd-numbered levels for the Shadow Fiend where you become really potent.
Oh, ice. Caught here. Mugi dealing a good bit of damage, but it's going to Timber Chain away, and Kaka going to kind of stalk him out. They have that salve going, does get broken, and another Burrow Strike, another pushback. They do have the Leshrac coming in again if they get a little bit. Well, no, he's going to walk away now. So just continuing to man up. Kaka, oh, good E to the tree there.
That was sick.
That was a nice play.
Look, the Kaka actually was expecting Mugi to come help him a bit more to try to get that kill, but Ice wouldn't have played so aggressive if he did see the Leshrac coming in.
So the puck was the decision to go against SC in the mid lane. How does this matchup work its way out? And again, we got to keep in mind that there's that little caveat of a disruptor being in tow.
It's a little bit of if it was a 1v1, it's a puck favored lane. But the fact that it's 2v1, SF's going to get his souls, and then it becomes a very Shadow Fiend dominant lane because you just get hit by 1 or 2 raises, and then you're in a bit of fear of dying from puck. I'm not a huge fan of puck in the mid lane anymore. However, for Mineski, it's a bit different because it's Moon. It's like his most played hero. The same thing with that Mirana. We've seen what he can do when he can play those comfort heroes.
Definitely. Jabs in the meantime is going to come and try and take this one away.
A lot of trouble here.
Kaka, Sand King. This is a revelation here, which we've known about for a while. And Jab's going to be found, going to be Burrow struck, not even using the mana. Kaka knows what he needs to do.
Yeah.
And this is something, too. You saw that there was that disruptor that was sitting mid. Usually that would be punished because you would end up having, like, the Timbersaw 1v1. But they were able to force it back. And now KP going to be ran down as well. They're going to take that kill to the bank. Mineski, 2-1 start.
Mm-hmm. They need to keep their aggression up. I think Mineski has to be playing from ahead in this game. I think this Timbersaw is actually going to get so little in this off lane versus this triple kind of disabled lane from the Disruptor, Sand King, and Leshrac. So much magic damage, so much burst coming through. I think this Timber's going to have a lot of problems.
Taking away both of those bounty runes. Kaka's going to sit on the DD as well. And there's just nothing Ice can do at this point. Yeah. It does mean that Moon's alone 1v1 versus SC here again, but up to 12 souls already.
Yeah. It's going to become a bit of a trade farm because of that Disruptor starting there, giving SCCC the starting souls.
Right. Well, and you do also have that Underlord. We saw that he died. Is it a problem for KP that he's gonna that he at least took that death,
nope.
Or do you think it's perfectly fine?
I think it's fine. I think it's kind of your job as an offlaner now. If you die once or twice to force experience, it's okay. You need to get experience. You can't just sit there idle, giving a free lane. You have to contest. If he gets a couple levels, this is where he can do this. He can go to the jungle. He can abuse that Firestorm.
And Jabs, in the meantime, is going to be able to soak up some of that experience as well. Mm-hmm. Already up to level 2 with that one. And still hanging out in that area. It's going to be a second round of Firestorms, and Jabs might decide to come in and see if he can steal away some of those creeps. Also, Ninja Boogie there. The creep did die, so it's not going to be a bounce back as they're bringing in other heroes. Kaka is not going to be able to save his life, but they might be able to take down Jabs in turn as he does not have another roll for another second. The damage, it's almost there. The roll away, he does get out.
The auto attack, oh, he gets the salve off too. He's fine. Wow. Kaka was really just trying to get the body blocks there to not let him roll away.
Nice play by Jabs. The 4-position hero is making it work. And speaking of which, Kaka goes into the pit, finds Jabs, he rolls out.
Kicks Kaka away just in case.
We love to see that.
Full free farm Leshrac. Now this is where they're going to move around. Newbee, they don't have to sit in this bottom lane. because Mugi can 1v1 a Timbersaw very easily. So we'll see Ice 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 pull the waves, as we have been seeing so common. If you can't lane versus the other guy, pull the lane so you can at least get something out of it.
Yeah, and this is where he can maybe catch up a little bit. That being said, we do have heroes rotating in that could make something happen there as well. It also leaves the 1v1, like we've been talking about, of SF versus the Puck. It's a double raise.
Fairly even matchup, though. Matchup in lane.
Yeah.
Puck does have a little bit of that level advantage since there was a disruptor
Kaka.
mid. Kaka's there. Invis.
Oh, they used it. Nicely played, but now the turnaround. Jabs gets the kick out. Oh, my God. Really sick play there from the Earth Spirit.
That was really nice. SCCC had the wand option in order to try to go for that raise, but because he gets kicked away, does save him. Jabs.
Yeah, it's just been a story of these 4-position players making things happen around the map.
Yeah.
And, you know, you talked about the danger of Mugi getting a lot of farm here. What are we expecting to see from this Leshrac? Not a hero that we see in the safe lane all that often, as KP sidesteps that one.
Just the pulling of the lane. KP is probably going to pay with his life here to this Maledict, though.
Firestorm down bottom. Ice dies as well to Mugi. And, well, KP does have stick charges, but not going to use them.
This, I think, yeah, he's already queued it up. I was going to say, like, Bloodstone and then into just armor, just that standard. And he's got the Edict level, so he's going to be able to push and pressure down that tower a bit. The Arcanes are always really nice to have, like, on those safe laners when you're a support. It's actually like, oh my God, I love you so much. I needed mana.
Definitely. Yeah, and there's going to be that Diabolic Edict that you're talking about. In the meantime, Ice 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 is going to try and soak up experience and maybe force them back. But he's such a low level right now.
Yeah.
Mugi's already up at 6.
Levels are very important on the Lesh, especially versus, like, the PL and Timber. So much magic damage and ways to clear the illusions. Ice Ice Ice.
Glimpse back. They are going to be able to dodge that Split Earth. And Ice 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 still taking this damage.
Uh-oh. Puck's coming down.
They're thinking about it.
Cancels.
Oh. Well, probably a good decision there, as he doesn't want to leave the lane for the SF to push.
Yeah, not level 6 either. KP jukes out the roll. Still at risk of dying here. Guy has the wand charges, but
keeps on just getting ran at there, in spite of the raindrops and the wand, as Mugi finds the kill down bottom on Ice Ice Ice. And this is a real problem. They got a creep wave, they got a catapult. This is a dead tower.
They're both offlaners are truly suffering.
Well, story of this patch, I guess. But the other story is that at 6.5 minutes, Mugi has 50 last hits.
Yep. Full free lane. Don't think he's missed a single creep. Mid lane.
SC caught again. They've got the cask bouncing. The damage is there. The DD as well for Moon, as SC wants to find a kill. Does get one before he leaves, but, well, Kaka maybe going to be able to end up getting out. Doesn't look like it. Ninja Boogie dominating streak right now.
Ninja Boogie is playing so well on this Witch Doctor in the last game, in this game as well. He's just getting those angles. Like, would you expect a Witch Doctor to come from, like, that bottom right angle when you're playing on Radiant? There's no way you predict that coming in. Just getting perfect wraparounds coming in.
Definitely.
Now we're going to see Mugi make his way toward top. I'd like to see him pressure that lane a bit just so he can probably give KP that bottom lane when it does push in so that the Underlord can actually get some levels.
Yep.
They have a good kill threat on majority of the heroes here if they can actually get the lockdown on them. Top lane.
Looks like they are going to wrap around towards top lane, where they found themselves KP yet again. Faith is here as well on this Disruptor, and it looks like the Underlord will live as the battle continues up to the north, as they're chasing down and wanting to find that kill onto Ninja Boogie. And this kill's worth a decent little chunk of change.
Yeah. Dominating streak ended. Mugi's happy with that one. Look at his net worth. He is soaring up there.
Yeah, now going to take down the tier 1 tower in the top lane, or at least put some pressure on it as SC clears out these stacks.
Yeah.
It's to wait for his creep wave first, of course.
They have to give KP a lane. I think that's the biggest thing. SF has to, like, jungle, or KP has to get bottom lane because he's still only level 4. And again,
man.
Ninja Boogie and Moon.
Over and over, the coconuts, they're going to bounce back another time, another kill. Moon finds it,
man.
And they just don't have an answer at all.
Look at this Underlord's net worth. He is almost the last in the game.
Yeah, and Ice has been able to sort of pick it up every now and then. I mean, so what? How do we compare these two then? Because it does feel like Mugi is the most farmed in the game, but at the same time, you've got these other heroes that are suffering.
Yeah, a couple too many deaths by KP. He's just been getting caught up by Mineski's movements. That's pretty much what it is. Mugi is the key hero for this game, though, to deal with that PL.
Okay. And I guess Kaka is sort of becoming into the offlane role. He's level 4. As they roll in, they want to find one. They didn't connect onto Moogie, though. The Chakram goes out. A lot of damage. They're able to catch him there with the stun. Moogie, if he can manage to get away, it's not going to happen. Ice gets the kill.
That's a huge one, yeah. He gets level 6 from that on the Timber.
Another silence comes out. He's going back in for another round. Faith wants to go in. He does get the Thunder Strike off, and they're going to pull him back in another time as they find that kill. SC showing up. They find Ninja Boogie, and Newbee striking back in a big way.
Yep. They claim themselves a tower as well before that. But it does give a good chunk of space to Mushi in that bottom lane, who claims the tower himself. And gets a lot of farm.
Well, whereas last game it was very, precise movements around the map. It feels like this time they're just throwing their bodies at each other. Yeah. 7 and 9 already, and another time they're going down here. It is going to be the PL backing off, though.
Can Moogie make the core Leshrac happen? It's been quite a while. Last person I saw do it with was maybe on LGD.
Right. Oh, Moon.
Ninja Boogie trying to find the option here. He does collect with the Maledict as well, but might be a little bit too far.
Oh, if they knew about that, might have been able to get it. As off to the other side, SF is here as well. Kaka moving into position. They see Moon, Burrow. No, almost there. Oh, nicely played. They pull him back in, and the silence. Moon's still walking away from them for the moment. Dreamcoil on to 4. Able to dodge it, Moon. I mean, C-Pucks are good, but there's 4 heroes from Newbee.
For some reactions. KP is like, thank you guys. I'm getting some creeps bottom. Level 5 now.
He's got himself boots and a wand. The dream.
Look at the warding coming up from Mineski this game, too. Look how aggressive all 4 spots are. Really just trying to see where Newbee's making the moves so they can counter-initiate and counter-play him.
And speaking of moves right now, it's, Witch Doctor maybe going to be caught in the trees if they decide to go in that direction. And Ice is going to be able to hold off the charge coming in.
Mineski's just trying to stall so they can get that PL defusal. That's probably their bigger one to be able to take some more fights, but it's still going to be hard with all that heavy magic damage burst that Newbee does have. And Kaka's going to have, like you said, he's been kind of transitioning into that off lane as the Sanking. He's going to have an okay blink timing. Not that crazy 11-minute one that he had earlier today, but still only about 1,000 away. But Mineski,
Gank train.
These clutch smokes that we saw that last game.
They've got level 6 as well, Jabs. Oh, if they could line it up beautifully. They try and make it happen. He misses the silence. Will be able to find the stun after the fact, and now connects onto the SF as well. They're bringing themselves in, able to find themselves a kill. The TP is canceled, and it looks like SC is going to be able to make the walkaway happen. Pop and drum charge.
Mineski with their aggression.
Well, Ice is going to force back KP. These bullied offlaners finally getting time to go up against each other. As Mineski are going to pressure this tower. There's TPs again coming in. They glimpse back the puck. They have the silence. He is gonzo.
They knew the orb was still on cooldown. Kaka was pinging him, knowing that he nuked the wave with it.
Now,
always something you have to be careful of when you're playing versus like the disruptors or clockworks when you're playing puck. Always watch when you use your orb.
Well, and this is a hero that's been time and again the most valuable piece of the Newbee draft, it feels like. The disruptor and ability to force back those fights.
I think they've won like almost all their games they've played it recently. It's pretty crazy.
Well, in the meantime, you mentioned Kaka getting towards that Blink Dagger. Away. That is a big kill. It's a good attempt for Jabs, but...
Yeah, that's the Bloodstone finish, 12 minutes in.
That's crazy.
Very early time.
I mean, the scary thing is that doesn't make him invulnerable, right?
No.
If he ends up dying...
He needs to... That's always what we see, right? You see the Bloodstone picked up on these last tracks and stuff, and then they die once or twice, and it's like, oh, man. He really has to make sure to keep up his charges on the CRL because Last Strike is one of the most mana-intensive heroes in the game. Him and Storm Spirit.
Yeah. 14 charges there as they have caught eyes on Demushi. Faith not able to do anything there, realizing that that was an illusion. The Dire scan connects, and now Newbee's going to back out.
Yeah, 2K gold advantage. Yeah, just slipped down to 1K again for Newbee here. Looks like, wow, they're going to actually try to go for this with the Edict. And with their Firestorm percent-based damage, they do have quite a lot of damage.
Yeah, the Shadow Rays stacks as well. It makes a little bit of a difference, but yeah, this is going to end up being Roche gone. Look at how quickly this happened.
Yeah, Firestorm is a ridiculous ability versus Roche. Look at how fast it's getting brought down.
I guess that they also have Presence of the Dark Lord going with all the Diabolic Edict, but they pick it up and throw it onto Moogie.
And that's a great way to keep your Bloodstone charges. Have 2 lives. Oh, look at that. SCCC takes the attack speed talent over the Spell Lamp on Shadow Fiend this game.
Interesting.
Very rare to see that.
I guess it's sort of becoming that like indomitable force with their right clicks as Moon found yet again. They got themselves the Disruptor. He's fallen. They do get that kill. Mugi is kind of alone. They have a ward on him. Yeah, the rest of them show up now, and Newbee sort of following around as Kaka brought down to about half HP. They get the stun. They have a silence now onto the Lesh as well. Dream Coil onto 2.
Mineski's got to get out.
Scary stuff. KP TP's in, the root onto 2. They try and bring him down. Look at the damage on the KP. He didn't know what hit him.
They were disengaging. They're like, oh, look, a kill. Ice, ice, ice with that burst as Timbersaw. They do get the disengage and a free kill to boot.
That's impressive. And just so much magical damage on both sides, actually.
Yeah.
Well, just under 15 minutes in. It's 10 to 12. Still waiting to see what Newbee want to do with this Aegis.
Yeah. I'm wondering what build they go for, too. I don't think SCCC is going to do it, obviously, this game because he didn't go for the Spell Amp, so he's just going to rush this BKB and be that like frontliner for his team. But I had seen the Aghanims in the past versus PL. It's pretty neat because the Requiem, you can't doppel. You doppel one of them, the following Requiem kind of hits you. That's not going to be the option this time around, though. He wants to be more of that right-clicker because he's the only actual right-clicker on his team. The rest of it is all spell damage. He wants to have that mixed damage, at least. Mushi.
Kaka looking for it. They break the trees, realize he's off to the right. They get the vision. Do they find the burrow? He's off to the side and trying to micro the illusion. They do manage to get it. Oh, and he tried to bait him out, but didn't end up working in.
Big kill. It could transition into a tower here too, with that edict.
Yeah, it's on cooldown in another 10 seconds.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Moon gonna try and push out these waves. The catapult in hand, they might be able to actually get some substantial damage there.
Yeah. Top tower gonna be cleaned up quickly by that edict. Bloodstone charge gained there as well for killing Mushi, and that slows down a lot of the Phantom Lancer's farm. And like we were mentioning, PL, you want to be playing ahead, especially when you're versus something like a Leshrock. It's not so common we see that kind of matchup, but in the past we've seen Lesh just so good versus PL.
Yeah.
If you can get that farm.
Timbersaw was pushing down bottom, and now Mugi is all alone doing the counter push.
Are we going to see him killed in the same spot as last game with the Aegis?
Oh my god, the roll in, they find Mugi, they got him caught, and with the Aegis, a second time, Mugi is going to drop. All right, Newbee is here though. They might be able to find the punish. Ninja Boogie, able to be that frontliner. Moon trying to jump away, the stun onto 2. He just Witch Doctor's ulties him. That's a ton of damage on the Kaka. They get the Urn on him as well, but he will be able to live through that, it looks like. And again, Mugi gets punished, but he is still on that killing spree.
That's okay. Like he just got 2 Bloodstone charges for their aggression, and I mean, at least they used the Aegis rather than just timing out. So I think Newbee's pretty happy with that one.
Good reaction from Newbee to get down there. Well, in the meantime, they're going to smoke together, try and move towards mid, it looks like.
Kaka's got that blink. KP started to acquire some levels, level 9.
Hey.
He's at 4,300 net worth. He's catching up to Ice Ice Ice.
Static Storm down again. Epicenter on top, and they do take down Moon.
Wards win you games right there. That was just because of that ward they had on the high ground there. The instant stun into instant disruptor puck cannot do much about that, and now they're going to lose another tower.
Yeah, level 10 on KP here. He's dealing some of that extra damage, and, well, Newbee in a pretty commanding position, and it's sort of different from the Tidehunter, but it's still the same theory where they have this like big tanky guy walking in front, and now they pull back in. Ice, Ice, Ice. Gonna be able to find the stun, a lot of damage onto him. Can they find that kill? They have a Maledict onto 2 as well, and he is gonna drop a dominating streak for Mugi. Cask, more damage coming out. That's Shadow Fiend brought down fairly low, the Maledict, and now the Witch Doctor ulti again, Ninja Boogie. And with the Magnetize, it's bringing him low, but it looks like Mugi is going to live through it. And then I'll take the Uber back home.
Reset, get that BKB on SCCC, which he definitely really needs after seeing that display. That amount of burst damage, as you were mentioning earlier, it is quite substantial on the side of Mineski and Newbee. So now he can act as that frontliner more as Shadow Fiend, so he can actually perch up and hit towers better.
Yeah.
Mugi has drawn the line that he wants to push out top, and Ice 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 is like, I'm going to go meet him top and push out that wave as well.
So 18 minutes in, it's a 5,000 gold lead for Newbee. Really, really just snowbally type of game that they've had in the last couple of minutes. What if you're Mineski do you need to do now? Because there's not really an objective to easily take. Do you need to play for pickoff? Do you need to split push?
They can't take great head-on engagements. They need to... Oh, that's an illusion bait right there.
Okay.
They can't take these straight-up head-on engagements versus this BKB Shadow Fiend, and with how farmed the Leshrac is, they just need more time for this PL to farm.
And he does have that Diffusal Blade and trying to build towards that BKB.
This is the issue of when you're playing versus these Leshraks, these Sand Kings, these heavy magic damage AoE heroes. Your illusions are not going to be relevant. You need to be able to survive the fights and be an actual standing force as this Phantom Lancer. So forced to go BKB, like pretty much third item or second and a half item on a PL, that never feels good.
Yeah. Well, and if Shadow Fiend keeps getting into some right-click damage, then it might not even matter. It can just sort of burst through them regardless. After you deal with the illusions. Well, they find themselves a nice little pickup here, but the Static Storm, it's on to 2. This could be the turnaround that they need. Look at the damage coming from Moogie. Mushi's going to drop here if he doesn't manage to get out, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Moogie picking up the slack.
Moogie and Faith. Faith Disruptor.
Yeah.
Look, this guy is everywhere on this hero. This is why we've been seeing it be so heavily prioritized by them. He's always in the right place at the right time, getting those Static Storms on the perfect targets. Kaka's like, you got me, but I got you.
That's one of those moments in the pubs where you just question mark. Careful, I'll get you gone for 6 months.
That'll get you gone for 6 months, though. You have to be careful.
Right. Ice, ice, ice. Trying to run away again.
He's got to dodge the stun.
Oh, it doesn't happen. He still might be able to. Oh, God. In the middle of the Timber Chain away, they get him. Crowd starting to feel alive after this one.
8K gold advantage at 20 minutes. That's quite a lot already. KP's already caught up. He's got the items that he needs. He's got the pipe, the most important one. His team ready to keep forcing these towers, knock at the front door of Mineski.
Now Moon going to try and clear through these.
He's got to watch out. Faith is in position there.
They get him pulled back in. They do still have the turnaround, though, with the Earth Spirit. They find the Magnetize on the 3, but SC pops off that ulti as well. They're able to take down one. That's the Witch Doctor gone. The buyback from the Timber side. They want to get into this one. The Dark Rift is going. They might be able to bring down SC. Can he TP out of there in time? It's going to happen. They get away with everybody. Kaka is just epicentering, happy about it.
He's like, oh, God, never mind.
Don't want to go in. But 20 minutes in, they don't get a single kill.
And they force the buyback from Timbersaw. And during the whole meanwhile, Leshrak is pushing up top. Gets a good amount of gold up there.
Well played is the spam from KP.
Newbee is very happy with everything that's going on here. Look at this Leshrak. He's got Boots of Travel now, Yules as well, with the movement speed talent.
They find another Moon. Nowhere left to go. They get him. And over again, Newbee are making this happen.
This double stun combo. Look at this guy, 505 movement speed on Leshrak because of the build, plus that movement speed talent.
That is insane.
Yeah, he's very speedy.
This is a little bit more of the Newbee that I think everybody was expecting to see. It feels like they've come alive here in this game number 2.
Yeah. A really clever Leshrak pick to deal with this PL and Timbersaw.
And now Moogie, 22 Bloodstone charges, got Boots of Travel as well. And SC just going to walk at Mushi here. They do manage to take down that creep wave, and SC's going to back out yet again. TP's away for everybody.
All of Newbee were making their way down.
Yeah. Well, the vision game, we talked about it a little bit. Newbee is the ones with the aggressive vision this time around, as Mineski just trying to keep any little bit of vision that they can in these lanes. So they don't get picked off. A Shadow Blade for SF.
Probably go to Silver Edge to break the PL as well as the Timbersaw. I mean, if he finds the real PL.
See, I thought he was going to turn around there and just pop the ulti. So right now, Newbee in control. What is it that they need to be worried about? What's the sort of? Oh my God!
Bye-bye, Boogie. I don't think that they actually are feeling too much sweat at all. I think with this type of advantage, when you have Lesh versus PL and Shadow Fiend versus PL, you're in a very happy spot. You have so much percent damage, and playing puck in this type of game is very hard. Playing puck versus Underlord may not sound so horrible, but you can get caught by those roots so often.
Yeah.
Not only kinetic field, but root. You just keep getting hit by the roots over and over again. And
Another
KP
deny.
smacks the deny in Moon's face.
They might get a tower up top, but honestly, right now, Newbee is looking to put the finishing touches on this one.
Yeah. I think probably maybe the only concern for them is getting like 5-man ulted in a way, but I still think that they're in a very, very comfortable spot, especially if they're all grouped up. With that mech pipe on Underlord, they have more than enough healing and resistance to Mineski's current lineup. So Mineski, they've got to try to stall this one out and get this PL just to be more and more massive, but it's looking a bit grim at the moment.
A smoke out from Mineski. And they do hit on the scan right now. Leshrak is not with them. if the wraparound comes at the right angle, they might be able to make this play happen as Moon is going to go forward there with the orb. Kaka now realizing they're all in the area. They are going to be able to find this SF, but no type of disable at all. He just TPs out. They get one.
They knew that was coming, the way that they were positioned there. Kaka on one side, SCCC on the other. Paying with one life, but not the Shadow Fiend. It is a BKB charge, but well worth surviving. And now Mineski, they do make their way into the pit. Is Newbee going to be aware of this one? The pings are coming out. Mugi knows it's happening. He's there.
All right, this could be big. They got to watch for it.
He's got BKB on Lesh, too. He's pretty immortal versus this lineup right now.
Not a lot of physical damage. They get the root onto 2, trying to find the stun. They run in with jabs as well. KP taking a lot of damage, but Mugi, the disco pony, is dancing away here on the low ground, starting to tear them up. Mushi is dropping. No illusions at all to speak of as Ice is going to get ran down. SCCC does drop, but Mugi is going to be able to turn back around again onto Ice with that glimpse back in. Moon trying to deal the damage that he can. A double kill, godlike for Mugi. And the chase continues. They get another burrow strike. The rollout is not going to be there. They hit the timing on the stun for the puck.
Mugi.
Triple kill as well. And Ice just trying to get out of there. Excuse me, Jabs. He's going to fall. Ultra kill for Mugi.
He is. Mugi's playing super well on this slash track here. The damage he did in that team fight was spectacular. He just closed the distance on everybody. BKB pocked. No fear in the world.
That fight recap there, it's it's one of those things where at the end of this game, it's going to be ridiculous amounts of damage. So now 27 Bloodstone charges, level 20 as well, and the tier 3 tower is starting to drop. No buybacks. This one's gone.
Respawn, and yeah, that's going to be a Rex taken out. They're even diving, looking for more kills. They close the gap. Ninja Boogie not going to survive this time.
Let's see if they can count to 32 on the kills with the Bloodstone charge. Right now with only 2 heroes left back up. The racks are falling. They got to do something. Silence onto 2. They try and jump forward. Mushi's starting to burn through Kaka, but the Burrow Strike comes through. They do manage to kill him there with the Timber Saw. These heroes nigh immortal, though, as Mugi chasing down Mushi. The BKB, it's going to wear off soon. A nice Stream Coil onto 3 as well, and now they got the BKB of their own. But at the end of the day, this glimpse might be too much. They end up going for the Doppelganger away. That keeps them alive for now, and the puck also gets out of there.
Reset now on Newbee. They're just going to go all to the shrine with this Uberlord.
No Earth Spirit to try and kick him away and force the fight.
Yep.
Well, 26 minutes in, and it is feeling like a massive hill to climb right now for Mineski to get back into this one.
They can't take fights around this Lesh rack. He just does far too much damage. The Phantom Lancer, like we said, sure, the BKB makes him resistant, but having no illusions, his damage is very, very minimal. And other than that, they're all spell damage. So SCCC has the BKB finished up as well. They have Glimmer, they have Pipe, they have Mech. They have a lot of ways to mitigate the damage. And now they get themselves that Roche.
On like Mineski, I'm sure that they knew that that was happening, but there's just no way to come and contest right now at all. And in fact, he brazenly walking into their jungle, daring anybody to fight him. And well, Mushi's going to get caught. The Split Earth connects. He's going to try and run away, starting to slow down to about a 3rd HP. He's stuck on the hill. Oh, give this guy a break. It's not happening.
Look how fast he can bring him down, though. If he lands any of those stun connections, you die incredibly quick. And that's 60 seconds. This could just be the next set of racks. Don't feel like Mineski can do anything about this either.
And this is without the Sand King even being there, as Newbee are just going to take down that tower, move on to the next one, and, well, Mineski looking for any type of an answer. I think
this just might... Oh, actually, backdoor kicks back in. Okay.
All right.
Slows it down a bit.
Oh, and look, Puck is going to be able to go for the creep cut as well. They're actually almost able to break through that backdoor right now.
Oh, Newbee's going to be sad.
Yeah, this is really nice. Look at all the creep waves right now. The Puck is keeping them in this game. Down bottom, you got Ice.
Oh, there's a glyph. They're going to have to go back and reset the lanes now.
Yeah, all of the lanes are pushing in. This one's in the tier 3. Moon is making it happen mid.
Are they really just... They're just trying to punch through it.
They are fully committed to this. Guys, there's a new glyph there. It's to show up when you're not able to hit through it.
But the fact that you see that's how confident they are in the game right now, that they can just stand on the enemy high ground like that at no fear of being engaged on, especially when the PL's dead.
Yeah. Well, and maybe speaking to one of the problems that this Newbee lineup could have is dealing with the split push, because pretty much everybody on the lineup from Mineski is able to cut creep waves, or at least push them out pretty quickly.
They can cut and clear, but at one point, you do have to be able to take those fights, take those engagements. Taking a head-on engagement versus a 24K advantage.
I mean, yeah,
it's grim.
If that's the worst part of the game right now, that's the best thing that you can say about a team. It's not looking great.
Mm-hmm.
Earth Spirit does have a Blink Dagger.
Yeah.
That could be a play.
They could get some Blink, like instant disables and stuff. But now it's getting to the point where the heroes on Newbee are a bit too tanky. Guardian Greaves finished up now on top. He's going to be going for what looks like a Crimson Guard to deal with that little physical damage that Mineski does have. And this Lash is absolutely tremendous, as we said. Mugi playing spectacular this game. 14-1-8.
Yeah. This has been a day in the tournament so far of a lot of comebacks, but it would take a pretty big miracle to make it happen in this one. The Burrow strike through. Ice caught again. A nice kick away to keep his buddy alive, but Jabs will pay the price for that one. It's a magnetize onto several. Mushi there as well. They don't break the coil. Instead, just going to pop that and run further forward. Healing is going out as well. They drop down a Static Storm. Doesn't really do all that much. Kaka gets a stun onto 2, though. The follow-up is going to be there. Look at the damage. The Split Earth is there. Mushi trying to run away. As BKB is out, there's not a lot of physical damage, but they might have enough to kill these guys off. Diving into the base. They get the silence before the epicenter comes out, and Newbee just fountain farming right now. And they're taking down the barracks already. This is looking just about over. I don't think they have a prayer in the world.
No, I don't think so either. Mineski's just going to close this one out, probably wait till see what they can talk about for the next game, because it's impossible for them to defend this one versus Aegis in this 32 charge Bloodstone Leshrac, 58.5 mana per second.
Yeah, that's a fair amount there as well, as they get the stun, finally connecting. Mugi silencing the haters here as he takes them all down. The damage is insane. The buybacks there from the PL. They have a Witch Doctor ultimate off to the side on top of it all, but it's not going to really matter as Mugi finds the finish. Stun. Another 2-man stun, a triple kill for SC. He's pretty good at taking those away, and GG is called.
Yeah, that was not only a great Leshrac pick, but a great display by Mugi, getting multi-hero stuns, him and Kaka running around the map, getting the perfect disables, getting off on those team fights, and Faith, of course, abusing that Disruptor, getting those clutch Static Storms in the mid-game.
Yeah, and Mugi, you know, notoriously a guy that's gotten a lot of flack from the community, shows why he is one of these top players in the world. He put on a great show in this game, and you know, on a hero that not many people have been able to do that often. I want to take a look at what his scoreline is later and what that damage dealt was, because I'm sure it's off the charts.
Oh, his damage had to be absolutely crazy that game. Not only just his hero damage, his building damage.
Yeah.
His Edict, he took bottom tower, he helped take mid tower, he went and took the 2 top towers as well. He was all over the place. I really liked their decision-making, too, to go for that Roche. They were like, KP's a little bit behind. Way to get him back is Firestorm. Go for that early Roshan. That just catapulted them forward and made the game really hard for Mineski to play. Ice with a exacerbated look on his face, being like, man, I could barely even play my hero.
Yeah.
Timbersaw just didn't feel like he could do much versus that lineup.
Well, I'm sure the players are going to want to take a very short break as we get ready to go into this, the third and final game of this upper bracket finals. You know, winner of this goes on to the playoffs to meet not up with Liquid, but at least hang out with them while the others play off tomorrow. Fogged, before we see the draft, I'm not going to ask you who you think is going to win, but are you feeling like this is a momentum builder for Newbee? You think they're feeling good going into Game 3?
I do definitely think so. Especially, I mean, if they get this Disruptor, it looks like they're unstoppable. Yeah. This Disruptor, Kaka Sanking, this one he had a much better performance. So those are probably the big ones to look out for, those big team fight heroes.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in a little bit with game number 3. Stick around, StarLadder Upper Bracket Finals continuing right after this. 1, 2, 3.